Hey, Whole Life Challenge, good morning. Today's video is going to be about why we're always talking about taking small steps for your approach in the Whole Life Challenge. But first, it's day 5 of the challenge. So, how you doing? If you started to find your swing of things, awesome. If you haven't yet, don't sweat it. Just keep showing up. It's all about starting fresh each day. One tip, an ounce of planning will help you a lot. Like, do you know what you're gonna do already for your 10 minutes of mobility tomorrow or your workout? You should know so that you don't have to think. And if you take that approach to any or all of the 7 daily habits that you struggle with, it will help you a ton. Look, I still do it. I have a Google Doc that I've got about 5 pre-written short workouts on so that each morning when I come out here to my home gym, I don't have to think. I just pick the next one on the list and 3, 2, 1, I go. Okay, so let's shift gears. Let's get on with today's topic. Why small steps? Why they're the mother lode in the Whole Life Challenge. So I want to start by asking a rhetorical question. If a little is good, more is better, right? It's something we're all thinking all the time. With our time, with our money, with our stuff. I mean, really, if you can get more done in less time, or earn more money in the same amount of time, or in less time, isn't that the hallmark of winning in life? So, should it be any surprise that we take the same mindset with us into personal development? If I can lose 10 pounds in 30 days, wouldn't it be that much better if I could lose 15? Or if I could do it in half the time? Wasn't that the premise of the popular TV show, The Biggest Loser? Some people even convince themselves that this is a winning strategy in relationships. They fall in love, in a few weeks or perhaps months later, they get married. Winning! I don't know about that. We as a culture, we celebrate more, bigger, and faster. But when it comes to long-term sustainable change in matters of personal development, nothing could be worse. Look, many of you have tried it. And probably you went right back to your old ways after sucking from the fire hose became intolerable, insufferable, downright impossible. Why did it become impossible? Because you took such a mighty leap into the unknown that you left any semblance of what life used to be like behind. And you miss that. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You should miss it. It's been your life. When push came to shove after a few weeks or months, after the new life that you were once so excited about now feels at best ordinary and at worst complete drudgery, you want more than anything else to just go back to the way things were before. When life was simpler, it was easier, it tasted better, and definitely more comfortable. You want to feel good again. Of course you did. I went through the exact same thing in my very first Whole Life Challenge. I went full performance level and my diet was nowhere near as clean and as good as it is today. And I made it. I kept almost all my points for the entire, back then it was 8 weeks, for the entire 8 weeks. And guess what happened when it was over? I immediately went back to the way things were with a vengeance. I was way worse than I was when I started. I've seen it time again with diets, with boot camps, making extreme changes in the quantity of sleep you want to get. Heck, making extreme changes in anything that's habit related. Big and fast changes are challenging, they're fun, they're exciting, they're sexy, they're stimulating, they're socially encouraged. They make for great Instagram stories and TV shows. But when it comes to making long-term changes, honestly, they suck because they almost always fail because they can't be sustained. Because when it comes to changing your life, there are no short or easy ways. And there are definitely no shortcuts. So here's what we say in the Whole Life Challenge instead. Ask yourself this question for each of the 7 daily habits. What is something I can do that requires the least amount of effort, time, and energy, but that will still result in me making progress toward the result I want? The least. All we're trying to do here is establish a foothold to make it easy in the doing of it. The hard part will come in doing it every day, consistently, for 6 weeks and then 6 years. It's something that Tim Ferriss and drug companies, they call the minimum effective dose. What's the least amount you need to take of a drug or of an activity to still get the desired effect? Now, to make this work, you have to be willing to test and then retest. So you have to know where you are, like the Whole Life Challenge preliminary measurements. Then you must run the experiment, which is the Whole Life Challenge for 6 weeks. And then you test again. And how did it work? You can do little subtests along the way. Let me give you some examples. If you want to lose 10 pounds and you're pretty sure that even the kickstart level is a huge change and might not be necessary for you to start seeing a change, instead of forcing yourself into the kickstart level, perhaps you just eliminate one major food group from your diet: sugar, pasta, bread or soda or something, grains. Perhaps you want to improve your fitness, which currently consists of consistently sitting on the couch and watching TV. Instead of joining a gym, going for a boot camp, committing to 5-day-a-week workouts for an hour, 3 miles from your house, perhaps just to get that foothold, all you need to do is make a commitment every morning to get up at 5:30 and walk for 15 minutes, a fast walk. Or maybe for sleep, you get 6 hours now. You know you need to get 8. Like ultimately, that's the mother load. That's the perfect night for most people. But jumping to 8 is too big of a jump. What's the least amount you could commit to for the next 6 weeks that would allow you to say you're making progress? Maybe 6 hours and 20 minutes? Look, there are definitely other ways that will work. You can bite off big chunks and sometimes hang on. But we care more about what happens to you after 6 years than what we do happens to you in 6 weeks. Our money's on the tortoise who moves slowly, takes small steps, and never gives up. Now, doesn't that tortoise sound sexy? I think so. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great week.